Afternoon, it's Michael here from Michael's Card Art, and Friday afternoon here in Melbourne, Australia. Oh, it's not a bad day today, nice and mild. However, long weekend coming up, and it's going to be like 40 odd degrees. So I'm enjoying this peace and quiet. But I was sitting here doing a bit of tidy up, and I came across an idea, and I've got a couple of ideas running around in my head, but a couple of weeks ago, I posted on my Instagram and Facebook site at Michael's Card Art, the Grand Bazaar, which was this earthen textures set. It was a collection of pots from this, and I was quite happy with the set. And then the other day, I dug this one out because one of my crafting buddies over in the States sent me this card. I have to show you this, and I'm sure she won't mind, but just look at that. Isn't that just stunning? I love it. And I didn't pick her brains as to where all of the elements came from, but I just think it's a spectacular card. And she piqued my interest in this whole shadow thing. So Cheryl, this is, as I said to you then, it's a fabulous, fabulous card. And I just want to say thank you for sending it to me. But it's inspired me to do something else. And this is where this something else has come into play. I love the idea of the buildings having a shadow. Now, I did do a shadow once before, and I don't think I did it, the shadow definite enough. I think I had too fine a shadow line in a card that I did. It was a bit like that, so it was a bit nothing. But if I take Cheryl Gauntlet's approach, then I'm going to have to increase the size of the shadow. Now, whether I do the beige on black or black on beige, I still haven't decided that, but I'm certainly going to put this idea to the test. I mean, I just think this is a brilliant card, and we need to see more of your work, Cheryl. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do today. So from Night in Bethlehem, these are the dies for that. And what I want to do is, my thinking is this: I want to put, maybe I'll overlay them like this, the buildings. And what I want to do in the front is I want to create a couple of these urns to sit up here so that it looks like it's a bit of a bazaar going on. So to anchor it back to its Grand Bazaar days with another some very nice Arabic buildings in the background. I think it'll just look brilliant. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use offcuts of paper that I've got. I mean, these can't be thrown out. They have to be used. And look at them, just fantastic. Now, the reds, the browns, perfect. They'll just be fabulous. And what I will do is I'll cut some of the pots out with these dies, and I might even cut a couple of these and then cut them in half. And I want to also dip them in gold embossing powder and set those all up, and we've got a card going on. So that's today's little activity. It won't take very long. And so if you're in for the challenge and up for the ride, let's get started. So I'm just going to get a couple more things that I need out and cut a few dies, and we'll be back. Now, I've been busy, and I've got a whole raft of little items that we can add to the scene. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take, I'm going to leverage Cheryl's idea with the silhouette of the buildings that I showed you earlier. And I'm going to place them up here. Well, actually, let me just show you what I'm going to do. And I'll make some changes as I go, no doubt. But basically, I'm going to put the black in the background of the so to create that shadow effect that we were talking about. from Cheryl's card, and I'll use the beige card like so. So it's quite a definite shadow that we've got here. And I just think it's going to look fabulous, so to speak. Now, I'll just lower these buildings a little bit here, so it moves along somewhat, like so. And I want the urns from that set to have a starring role. And I'll show you what I mean there. And I'll show you what the urns actually look like, because I've done a little bit of work on those also. We can see them here. So I've really just cut out a few urns with dies. I've coloured them simply. I put some gold embossing and some thread and twine. These ones I've used designer series paper and just created some gold embossed handles. Here, this one's got a shape that's been gold embossed. It's obviously a bit of a wealthy bazaar, this one, because they've got gold on everything by the look of it. And I think 4 is going to be enough, although I do like this one. Anyway, we'll see how we go. And what I've also got are various elements poking through the poking from each of the urns, or some of the urns anyway. I was thinking something like this here. There we go. Just to create a bit of a show, a bit of effect, and then the urns will kind of sit like this in the display. But I've got a little bit of a kicker that I'm going to keep for you until I'm confident that that's exactly what I want to do. So we might have this one here, and then you've got such there. So I think they'll look quite good. Anyway, I'll just finish gluing these down, and I'm just gluing the bases. These need to sit pretty flat because let me just see, it's about the same shadow fall as the other ones. Yes, okay, here we go. So let's drop this in here, and yeah, that gives us that effect. And I've used this designer series paper. Look, I found this on a retired Stampin' Up site. It is old. When I say old, I should say it's retired. A bit like myself. Feeling old some days, but retired nonetheless. Okay, so that's the look there, and the urns will sit on this side, and I'll have a sentiment here. However, remember I said I wanted the urns to have starring role. Well, where have I placed it? Here it is. The reason I chose this designer series paper is because I kind of like the yellows and the reds. It's a bit of a desert theme. This could be somewhere in the Middle East. Well, it has to be, obviously, doesn't it? And I want to put some vellum over that. Now, the vellum, what does that do? It just quietens it down. You can see very clearly that that is a scene somewhere. But now, let's put our urns in here now and see how they go back to taking center stage. I was thinking about whether I wanted to curl them or not, but I'm going to, because that's what I always do, to give them some dimension. And that curling will also give the our scene. Oh, look, that's perfect. It's just adding to it already. I love it. So this is an outdoor bazaar, obviously. And by just giving everything that bit of a curl, it just changes the dynamic tenfold. Now, just giving that a curl around here, and all I'm doing is the bone folder is just shaping the paper like so. I might move that one to there, and that one then can have these fabulous things. Oh dear, I have to get that into place. So I'm just giving you a little bit of an idea as to my thinking. And there we go. And then we place this down here. When I made this card originally, all I had then were the I was just using the urns, and I didn't have such a gorgeous dramatic background as this one in my original piece. And I just think, how did I not see that when I did the first card? Now I'm going to bring that down a bit, and that can sit up there like so, and a couple of sticks in here just to give it some height like this. And what more do you need? Isn't that just the simplest card? I think it's fantastic. Now, I don't know that there's anything else I really want to add more to that, because I just think it's such a simple, fantastic design. All right, so enough raving there, Michael, and self-gratulation. Let's get our pots onto the vellum. And the best way to do that, I think, yeah, is going to be to glue first of all, I'm just thinking, yes, I'm going to place some glue into my mat. Needs a bit of a dust off. I'll place some glue into the mat, and then what I can do is dip the urn. So I'm going to place a pool of glue in here, like so. That should be plenty. And then I'll just get these and dip them into the glue so that just their edges touch. There we go. And I can get that out of the road for a moment. So I always get anxious playing with vellum. Okay, one's in place. And yeah, I'll do this one next. So just putting glue down the edges so that there is enough traction to grip. Oops, I don't want that. For the urns to touch. There, like so. Just give it a moment to sit and rest. I may need... You can probably hear the chihuahuas in the background. They figure Friday afternoon they can go and rest, and they've dragged Zorro the male is the biggest collector of twigs that I have ever seen, and he's got quite a collection of them. Unfortunately, he thinks he can bring them inside, and therein is the problem. Now, I just need to check something. I don't want to hide. Yeah, I think I need to do this. Okay, I can go there like that. two doing? Oi, what have you got there? Come here. What have you got? Oh, come here. Oh, I'll have to go and sort something out. Tragedy averted. They were running around with chocolate wrapping paper. I can hear it crunching in the background. Thankfully, there was no chocolate involved. All right, let me just do a line up here and see how this is looking. Right. Where's this? All right. Oh, here we go. Yes, I just want to make sure that the... Yes, okay, that's good. And I can put some reeds in there at that point without hiding too much of the scene behind us. That's what I wanted. There we go. That can go there. And that will go like so. There. All right. I just think it's fabulous. I really do like this one. Okay. And yes, no, I think it's good. I probably need a couple more of these little things, or should I should curve this one. There we go. I'll just grab that and curl it. There we go. And then that can sit in there like that. Yeah, like that. All right, okay. Yes. Now what I need to do then is just put the, just glue this one down. And this one, give it some glue. Yes, get that one down as low as possible. Now, I haven't shown you how I've done these, simply because it's as simple as, I mean, I've just used stamps and dies from the Earthen Textures set, and I've gone out and got some twine in this example and just glued it on. So it's a bit of self-imagination, and then obviously I'm just gluing them into place. So whilst it may look like a complicated card, it really is one of the simplest ones I've done for a while. Oh, and if you wanted to curl these, not with your boning folder, then grab a paintbrush and a foam mat, and look, just press it firmly into the mat in the reverse side if that's where you want the fold to go, like so, and it's done, nicely curled. Now I just need to straighten that out a little bit as well. Yeah, there we go. I'll just do the same with this one. There we go. And with the vellum, what I was thinking of doing, which may not have been such a good idea really, but what I was thinking of doing was getting, I'm just going to curl these sticks now that I've done that, and they probably aren't ever curled, but you know me, everything's got to have some shape and texture, some colour and movement. Okay, and there we go. Fabulous. And then they'll sit up there like that. And I did have a third one here somewhere, but who knows? I think these two little chihuahuas of mine. Oh, here it is. No, I won't say what I was going to say. Have got this tag team organised. She says, you distract him, Zorro, and I will take the goods. All right. All right. There we go. Now, yes, I love it. So this card is actually going to be winging its way off to America. I was talking with somebody and I said to her about what design she liked. And we were just having a conversation. And anyway, so this person, let's call her Claudia, told me what she liked. But when she was describing it, I think what she said was she liked the earthen textured urns in front of the Bethlehem Knights. And I thought, well, I've not done one of those before, but I like the idea of it. And that's how this grew wings and how it's now going into a card. So Claudia, thank you very, very much. And this is going to be your card because of our little conversation and the idea you gave me. There we go. And I'll just do the same thing with the glue. Actually, I've never done it like this before, and I think it's quite an effective way of getting glue onto fine elements without getting it everywhere else. And I'll just... Okay, that should be suffice. And if I... now we have glue on the edges, too visible. There we go, just cotton bud. I'll take that off. And let's just get that in there. Okay, and there it is. All right. And now just to give these ones a bit of adhesive. And that's going in here. Gosh, decided to stick straight away. And there it is, and this one as well. I'm going up to see my sister this weekend in a little country town that I was born in. And I have to say, this little country town, I don't know, it's 5.5 hours drive away. And when you, I rarely go home because I just don't like going home. And anyway, my sister lives up there still, and she knows that I don't like the place. However, I'm making the effort. But one thing that is really well worthwhile when you make the trip up there is you leave Victoria and you cross the river, which is the border of both states. And as soon as you cross the river and leave all the river gums behind, you drive into an area where the sky just goes forever. you're now getting into quite an arid and barren part of the country. And you've got heat hazes, and the heat hazes can be there in the wintertime. It gets quite warm, but you can see from one horizon right to the next. And whilst I don't particularly like the journey so much, that aspect makes it all the worthwhile, because that whole sky from horizon to horizon is one of the most magnificent things I've ever seen. Yeah, and you see in the distance, you might see a mob of kangaroos, or oh wait, there, let's get that on there. A mob of kangaroos bounding along. Emus, a flock of emus could be grazing in the distance with chicks and things like that, and it just is quite magical. And I haven't spent a lot of time in outback Australia. I've always tended to flock towards the ocean and stay by the water, and so I've really deprived myself of that aspect of our country. Oh no, I wanted the green, didn't I? I did want to go to Ayers Rock for my 50th, but an event happened and I wasn't able to make it, unfortunately. But I'm hoping that I will get to parts of the outback that I've never seen, whilst I can still do that. Now, if I do that, I need to get that up in under here. All right, this will be a challenge. All right, just bear with me and grimace as I try and maneuver this. There we go. Okay, that's good. Okay. All right. Oh, that's good. And so there's enough, yes, there's enough points touching a solid surface that I can be comfortable that is going to adhere. All right, that's good. All right, so yes, so I would like to see some of the outback and the bush, as we call it. Do I want to do that? See, I told you things change quickly around here. I think that's too much the same. Yeah, no, stop it, Michael. All right. Now, the challenge is to secure Sorry, I just heard rustling, and that's a sure sign that the hounds are into mischief. I've just got to work out the best way to secure the vellum so that it doesn't show the glue signs. And have I done too much there? Can you see there? Yes, you can. You can see the Bethlehem town in the background. Yes, that's good. All right. I think the best thing to do is I'm just going to do this in dot form. Actually, no, I'm not. What I will do is I'll just put some more glue in here. It's getting towards the end. It's getting a bit lumpy, I think. Misplaced dye. I'm just going to wet up a Q-tip, cotton bud, and just take it along the edge there so that the vellum adheres unnoticeably. All right, just get rid of that glue and do likewise there. just on the edges, like so. All right, and down on this edge. Okay, I find that's probably the best way to attach vellum without getting those, what do you call them? I don't know, wet marks, I suppose. All right, let's get that out of the road. I sort of wanted to, there, that moves better. Yes. All right, now, edged, this is always a challenge too. Just getting those edges to align evenly first time, because you don't get a lot of chance to make moves once it starts to go down. This looks like it's going down pretty well. Oh, thank you. Thank you, universe. There we go, look at that. Oh, fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Now you see in the background the distance. You can see where we are. All right. And wow. All right. Now what I have to do is get us a background, and I think that's probably a Cajun red that's been used in that there. Let me just grab some. Now, look, I had to progress a few things since we chatted, because the little darlings have gotten into something that they weren't supposed to, and anyway, so it was all a bit stressful there for about 10 minutes. Now, so what I've done is I've mounted our card onto some Cajun craze. It's a reddy brown cardstock. Yes, and I've just done the sentiment as a thank you, and I'm going to just load this up with something probably, let's do this one here. And as a result of those little monsters, I've just lost my train of thought a bit. Now, thinking of you, where is that? Sorry, thinking of you, here it is. So let's get that one in. And, all right. And we'll just make that, let's make a Cajun craze. There we go. And let's say it goes like that there. Oh, don't you just love a halo? See, I've lost my train of thought. Well, gladly that will go into the reverse side. And that's why I never, don't ever, for your own sanity, put a card, stamp a card in situ until you've actually checked to see that it does, there's no halo or anything, because then you'd have to, you know what I mean. Yes, and these are all mistakes that I've made in my journey of card crafting. Now, what you're seeing here is poetic license, crafter's license, to cover a little mistake. And you watch, and that will go there like so. Voila. Now, Fantastic. There is our insert. As simple as that. Now, you will sometimes notice when you cut cardboard, can you see that bit of a ridge there? So I know that that was cut on that side, and that's the leave over. So what you do is, let's mount that in first. Okay. And I mean, I don't particularly like that raw edge like that. So all I do is I just get the bone folder. Is that square? I just get the bone folder and flatten that out. And that is the end of that. Oops, and a bit of glue has come to the surface. There you go, that's gone. And around it goes. And I'll just get a couple of dimensionals and put, that's the inside. And the last thing is dimensionals. Now I always use a dimensional, how big is that? No, too big. I always put the sentiment on with a dimensional so that I can, let's say I've said happy birthday and I decide later on not to give it to that person for their birthday, but to somebody else for a thank you. I can easily take off the sentiment because it only has 2 dimensionals on it. And no damage is done. Voila. And there it is. I think it's brilliant. Very happy with that. Let me just clear the decks. And there's a little overhang there. I've got to fix that. But all in all, that is lovely. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you've learned something along the way. And as I say every time, I hope to see you next time on Michael's Card Art. Take care and see you then.